Is it on?
He said 1. Are we good? Guys, we're so bad at this. I'm assuming we're on. We're rolling.
We've done it forever, but I think 1, and then
it's just like this. So Tony's over here, and he's like, okay, guys, 3, 2, 1. And then he says 1, but it just kind of trails off into silence, and then
It's real awkward.
We need need another thing. I don't know why. But
the 1 is it. The producer's not supposed to talk.
Oh, so it's not. So it's usually like the 3, 2, 1, and then you got the little clacky board. Have why don't we have a clacky board? Look, we have one.
I want a clacky board.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work.
Well, guys, welcome. It's Wednesday. It's great. It's been raining this week, so that's
has.
It really has. There hasn't been a lot of sunshine.
No. It's not a sad rain though.
It's not. Rain. It's nice. It hasn't been terrible. It's been warm. So okay. So there was, an advertisement I'm sure that you saw that said we were going to do some stuff with Cork today.
Lots of stuff with Cork.
Lots of stuff with Cork. So that's just what we're going to do. For those of you that didn't know, we also sell Cork.
Mm-hmm.
I know that apparently there was a little mishap on the website and it wasn't actually in a category to find. So if you knew we had it and you searched for it, you'd find it. But if you were just kind of browsing through, it wasn't in a great spot. So we fixed that now. And we just thought that we would show you guys what you can do with Cork because it's actually pretty neat.
It is neat. I've never worked with Cork before, and she just showed it to me yesterday. And I'm like, hey, this is awesome. I knew we had it, but I never played with it before.
It is on flash sale.
And it's on flash sale. So we have a ton of different varieties. They are not all on flash sale this week, but there are some. So check out the little flash sale tab at the top for the Cork options that are. We've got pre-cuts of it, so you can buy a 12 by 12, a 12 by 24, or you can buy a half a yard. So that's 18 inches by 50 something, whatever the yard is, or you can buy a full yard of the Cork.
Which is kind of weird because, leather doesn't come in yards, but the Cork does.
Exactly. So it's a really cool material. And
it's a lot tougher than I thought, too.
It is. So I don't know if I want to do this on that because I'm going to use it. But the guys upstairs were saying, I was talking to Aaron before I came out here, and he was saying there was like this really, really buff guy that came in right after we got it, and he was trying to rip it, and he couldn't. And so I thought maybe I would just... Yeah, I can tear it today. And I can't. I cannot. And I work out, guys.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
give that a pull.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to tear this at all.
Yeah. I think you found
it. It's only because I cut it.
Oh, he cut it.
I'm sorry, I cheated. I can't live with myself if I do that. So the back, no, I can't. I absolutely cannot tear this.
Yeah.
Is it like a canvas on the back or something? Or?
It is a fabric-lined product. So they adhere a really thin sheet of cord. Yeah, no, it's tough. Yeah. So this stuff is really pretty neat. I was just like Googling things made with Cork the other day, and there's some really cool belts. So just like a Cork belt, leather backs, you can put like an insert in it to give it that nice little fluffy look if you want. Couches. There was couches and like big love seats made fully out of Cork, which I thought was really pretty neat. There was Cork jackets on
furniture.
Yeah, bags, like full messenger bags.
That's pretty cool.
So like, imagine this made out of Cork, just 100% Cork.
Huh.
I don't know. It's a pretty neat product. It's pretty versatile. It's actually really good for the environment. I don't know if you look up Cork, but the Cork trees are really interesting. They grow their bark back, and so they go out and they like shave off the outer layer of the Cork. They process it into what we've got, and then the tree reprocesses its bark into Cork, and you can reshave it.
We've gotten a lot of questions about other options for leather.
Yeah,
I guess I guess mushroom, like you can make leather type stuff out of mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cork is a really neat product. It's semi-water resistant. So I guess it's got some natural oils and stuff in there that make it pretty durable as far as that goes. So with that being said, we've got just a lot of different things. We're going to be edging some Cork. We're going to be sewing it. We've got Andrew's got minimalist wallets that he's going to just be going to town on and making some minimalist wallets with it. I think he'll make one completely out of Cork and then just some Cork and leather together options. I'm going to start with this valet tray. So I've clicked out a valet tray back just out of a piece of brown smooth cell Herman oak. So this is
Yeah.
For those of you that are familiar with our Herman Oak collar leather, typically it comes with like a hair cell grain on it, which is a slightly like military look for me. It's like a kydex-y kind of texture. But we've also been carrying it in a smooth here for the last little while. We've got a bunch of the brown smooth on hand. And really the stuff, it polishes up so nice. It is struck all the way through. You get a nice finish. Like we've split this down to like a 4 ounce or something. It's just really nice. Full veg. So check out our brown smooth drum dyed Herman Oak if you're interested in some of that. But anyways, I'm going to make a valet tray with this awesome red cork lining.
Yeah, that's a really pretty red. They had some green that looked like that too. It was like a dark forest green.
Yeah, it was
really
pretty
cool
neat.
looking.
We've got a passport case that we have clicked a cute little boot shape out of here that we're going to sew this little inlay into. Because
These boots are made
for walking, and that's just what they'll do. And if you have a passport and you're going to go traveling, so that was my funny joke for the day. I made it last night. I was really proud of it.
She really was. She was laughing a lot.
Anyway, I don't know actually, Tony. He put a little message up here. If we tried it on the laser, have you seen it lasered? Stacy, is Stacy in the room?
He is.
Have
He
we
is.
lasered cork, Stacy?
We have laser core. You can use it. It's really nice for like cutting it, vector cutting it.
Okay.
You can laser on it a little bit, but it makes it thinner.
I was gonna say cork is
okay.
really, really thin as it is, and it's also, you know, with what we've got, there's a layer of cork and then there's a layer of fabric, and it's already super thin. So like lasering an image on it might not be great just because you don't have a lot of thickness there to work with
Sure.
with the lasering.
Yeah.
But like Chad just said, you can cut right through it, so you can laser this out if you were
Interesting.
wanting to cut shapes.
Okay.
So it will work on a laser. But anyways, and then I've got some coasters here. So I cut out some cute little leopard print panels out of the cork, and I've got more of that awesome brown collar Herman Oak, and I'm going to make some little cute
Those look pretty
leopard coasters. I think they're pretty neat. So,
I am impressed at how the edge is burnishing on this cork.
oh yeah? We just got some token all there?
Yeah, just some token all and just using it like leather. It's actually edging. Yeah, I like it.
That is quite the wood slicker, sir.
Yeah, a buddy of mine made that for me out of some kind of purple wood, bleeding heart or something like that.
Purple heart.
He got a new lathe and he's like, "Hey, I want to make you something." I was like, "Don't make me a pen. I have so many pens." And so he made me this, and then he made me a pen, and I love it. So I'm glad he made me the pen.
There you go. Yeah, no, that's really cool. It's crazy that wood comes purple. Wood is really fascinating.
It really is. It was brown, so it was this color when he originally made it, and then he stuck it in the oven. He put it in the oven and it brought the color. It was kind of a neat process.
He heat treated his wood.
Heat treated it.
That's fancy.
Yeah, I am actually really impressed. I've never used the cork before because I thought it was going to tear. Like I didn't think it was going to be a tough material, but even trying to stretch this won't stretch.
It's pretty stout.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I may be adding some stuff to my side hustle here. I like the cork a lot.
And my goodness, Tony, do you know how many different prints of the cork we offer right now?
Offhand, or can I look it up?
Well, you know, either way.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
More than 2. Does anybody have any questions about cork that I can't answer because I don't know anything about?
Just
I'm happy to make things up.
bombard us with those guys.
Boy, this Herman Oak is nice too.
Yeah, I love
Man
using.
alive.
So like I was saying, our regular brown and black hair cell collar that we sell, it's a great leather. It's really nice, but it just has that grain to it. And so it really gives everything that you do a pretty tactical kind of look.
Sure.
And with the smooth, it really is just super classy. It burnishes just to no end. And it's still slightly stampable. So it hasn't been finished. It's been plated to smooth it out. And so it doesn't accept water like super fast. But
Okay.
it will still accept water enough that if you wanted to, put a basket weave on it or something,
Sure.
you could still do that. I know I don't typically tool it too much. Like you're probably not going to get a swivel knife to go through it very well.
Yeah.
But
What-
you can
what
put your
does that
maker's
mean
mark
it's,
on.
Plated.
So while it's at the tannery, they dye it and they do all of that, and then they will moisten the top layer. They'll sammy it. I learned that from Todd at Herman Oak the other day. They'll sammy the leather where they spray it with this water.
Okay.
They send it on their conveyor. They moisten it with water,
Yeah.
and then they stick it under like basically a huge glass slicker,
Oh wow.
and they'll slick down the surface, and it shines it up.
Oh.
Like this is pretty shiny. Like you guys can see that it's
Yeah.
pretty shiny, but it hasn't actually been finished. So there's no finish
Okay.
applied to this. So it still will accept moisture, but that water burnishing
You have to get it through
tightens.
that.
Yeah, it
Okay.
tightens that grain.
Okay.
So
Well, that makes sense. That's unique. So it is completely toolable. It's just it'll take a minute to get in water.
I would call it stampable. I don't know if I
There
would
we
call it toolable. But it makes for a really great knife sheath. It's still very moldable. Typically when I'm making my knife sheath, I'm not wetting the outside anyways. I pour some water on the inside
Oh, okay.
and then I mold it. So with this, the inside is still just as porous as it would be before. And it's a really nice leather to work with. So it comes in a black smooth and the brown smooth.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of dig this brown. I have a confession to make. I've never used Herman Oak before.
What is this guy doing here?
I
don't
know, right? I'm usually using oil tans. I haven't because I don't do tooling. I don't do stamping.
Yeah.
I've dabbled in it back in the 70s, but other than that, I haven't.
I just learned yesterday that he was born in 1981. If anybody's curious.
I'm kind of a geezer. I'm turning 40 this year. The big 40.
He's getting old.
But yeah, I've never played with veg tan really. So, but this Herman Oak is changing my mind.
We got to get this guy experience somehow.
I know, right? So, I've been working with leather long enough. You'd think I'd have used the standard stuff that everybody uses. I guess I don't roll that way. I'm curious. Can you hand me that gum trag? I want to see how the gum trag works on the cork versus. I didn't need that much. Good grief.
Listen, we only do it in gallons here.
I get some more caps. Ooh, that glue smells wonderful in the morning.
Good stuff. I probably should have put it on the leather first and then the cork because the cork absorbed it way.
It is kind of a porous material.
Brandon said you're fired.
I'm fired?
You're fired.
Oh, okay.
How can you even work here without
I can't work here without using Herman Oak, I guess. Yeah.
I feel like that's a failure on our part. Really.
That's right. Well, I've always bought the oil tan sides, like the $50 oil tan sides, and they just have served my purpose. But I don't know. Did you just make a crack about my age?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure you're not buying $40 oil sand sides?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gluing just straight on to this cutout.
Somebody has a question?
No.
Oh, okay.
You guys are just
I
so
was
quiet
hoping.
today.
Everybody is quiet today.
It's a room joke. Terry says very fast and low power for laser engraving. It can be done, but you need to do a burn test first.
Yeah. Always test your lasering before you laser your project.
It's important.
Yeah. That's
You will burn through stuff real quick. Well, the gum trag's working pretty good on this.
you know what? I probably shouldn't cut through my glue paper. That's silly.
You could use that cutting board that's out front. It's got earrings on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, the table's fine. The table's fine. I just need to cut. Yeah. Oh, and I also made some earrings because, of course, cork and earrings are like I brought them,
Peas and carrots.
but it's just peas and carrots. Yeah. So I didn't actually finish the earrings, but I did cut out several yesterday. So these are just some of our earring shapes that we sell. I glued 2 pieces of cork together and then I cut those out. So, you can put some findings on those. And then we've got, good old leather and cork. So the cool thing and what a lot of people like about the cork is it's so lightweight. Like it just makes a really nice lightweight earring. Sometimes leather can get a little bit heavy. But then also people will a lot of times use it to diffuse essential oils. So your leather can also be an essential oil diffuser, especially veg tan, because it does want to still absorb stuff. But a lot of upholstery leathers or chrome tan leathers can, I don't know, you start getting, a lot of people want the veg tan because of it's more natural than the chrome tan, as far as, environmentally friendly goes. But yeah, you can use those as oil diffusers. So,
You just like mist some tea tree oil on it or something, or what? What do you mean by a diffuser?
yes.
That's
So
interesting.
yeah,
Drop it
so
on.
diffusing jewelry is kind of a thing right now.
All right.
So
I'm learning
any-
all sorts of things today.
Not necessarily tea tree oil, because that's a really strong one. But if you wanted like lavender for calming, or there's a ton of different essential oil companies out there right now that make all sorts of little mixes of essential oils, and you would just put a dab like on the back of the leather,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then it'll just diffuse all day, and you can have a
That's
nice aroma.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Or like drop of gasoline if you like.
Yeah, that really does it
mechanic
for you.
wheel,
Uh-huh.
Some motor oil.
Yeah. Don't listen to Andrew.
Cool King did have a question from Twitch on this, the middle question there. Liz, if you want to read it.
Oh yeah, I can't see it. There's a big light in the way.
So we've got, can he set snaps in Cork? Of course you can. Oh, thanks, man.
What's up with this? What's going on?
We are going to be setting some snaps today.
Oh.
We're going to be doing snaps in this, and I already totally made the joke about Andrew not being able to set. But he can't get these wrong because we're going to be use caps for both sides instead of posts and caps. So,
Oh, I can get them wrong.
although I will say he's
Oh.
never used this little stubby line 24 setter that
No,
we carry,
I haven't.
and so I'm going to make him use this because it's my favorite one. So I'm going to change his world today.
I
With that
don't
snap
usually use a setter. I just use my thumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like tearing
'Cause
cork.
he's
It's
the-
just so
the
easy.
Hulk.
You just
I can't even handle it, guys. Let's see here. What is that white
making fun of
ring
my
tape
snaps.
stuff? Hey, why don't you tell Paul what you're using with this here?
Oh, this
Well, I'm gonna go-
is basting tape. Basting tape is a double-sided tape. This is an 1/8 inch, and we use this for basically as a glue substitute. So we've got it in different sizes. We've got bigger stuff like 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, and 1/4. I like to use the 1/8 inch. Generally, you would glue along these edges right here. The basting tape just allows you a quicker, less noxious. Yeah, especially if you're inside. You don't want the odors if you don't have good airflow. So basically, I just tape the top portion on like this, and then I'll snip it at the edge. And because it's double-sided, you'll just lift this piece of tape up right here, and it reveals the sticky part of it right here. And then you can just stick this right down to your project rather than using a glue that takes time to dry. It's very convenient, and I use it a lot. I use it a lot. Unless I'm doing a project like a journal or something like that where I need the glue to come up to the edge because of the burnishing that I'm doing, I'll use the basting tape.
I was gonna say that's really
Yeah.
the only time where I really recommend that you glue is if you need a nice, consistent burnished
Yes.
edge. The basting
Yeah.
tape isn't gonna give you that.
Right. If you're making knife sheaths like Liz does, don't use the basting tape for that because it's going to pull apart
Yeah.
from the leather. This is basically a placeholder. If you're doing a lot of machine sewing, things like that, we use it a lot with the machine sewing. Something where you don't have to do your edges a lot, but it's great stuff. Yeah, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's like $10 a roll. You have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, Tony. I don't know what we have it for on the website at the moment, but
I feel like you just put it on sale.
I just put it on sale. Yeah, I guess it depends on the width that you're getting too, right? So. The sound that you're hearing is the soft humming of a motor on a
You always
Cobra
change some
Class
stuff
20.
around. I can't tell that you can't really hear it as much as you could before. We're able to talk over it.
On the
Do we have 1 to 2 ounce on the cork? 1 ounce?
grab my
I didn't
gauge.
actually gauge it.
It's pretty thin. 2 to 3 ounce.
Probably the most.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's only the one thickness that we have.
Probably closer to the 2 mark. Yeah. Which honestly, for wallets and for notebooks and inlays and things like that, earrings especially, that's the perfect thickness.
Yeah.
And with those earrings that Liz was showing you earlier, doubling up on it like that is a great idea. And that will actually get it up to a 3-4 ounce, closer to the 4 ounce range. So.
Somebody said something about using nice decorative snap or
Oh yeah.
snap on it. How about those?
Yeah, so we got some. It's just gonna be upside down because that's
Yeah.
where it wants to be. But yeah, we got some of these. We're playing with them a little bit.
Turn your camera over or your phone over, however you're watching.
You get the idea.
There you go.
Oh, guys, I ran out of bobbin thread.
Uh-oh.
I was afraid that was gonna happen.
We've got a wind bobbin.
I got this machine over here, and I was like, oh, it's got some fun red thread in it. And you know what?
So with this passport notebook, while she's filling the bobbin thread, I'm going to go ahead and use basting tape on this, and I'm going to show you what it does when we go to slick the edges. It's not awful. It works. I've used it for a lot of my stuff, but the glue definitely makes a big difference on this. So I'm going to baste one side of the notebook with it, and I'll glue the other side, and then we can kind of compare the difference just so you can see it. So, what's everybody working on right now? Is everybody have something on their workbench at the moment, or are you guys just watching the videos for background noise? Or I'm always curious what people are working on.
I'm trying to get Denny to stream about 4 hours a day on Twitch.
4 hours a day.
Well, just on the days that he's here, maybe on a Thursday.
4 hours of Denny.
Set a camera up over in the station. We're supposed to be making him a classroom here before too long.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then set it up in there so he can just hang out.
Liz, on this inlay, would you glue around the edge of the boot, or how do you normally do that? Use basting tape, because we're probably doing it on the sewing machine?
Yeah, basting tape would honestly be fine. You can just put it.
It's a good use of it, and put the basting tape kind of around the edge of the boot right there. So we'll do that.
This boot is made for basting.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what he'll do.
We've got some good ones for you, Steak Eye. Got some good ones.
They all come in the form of working on an order of hot sauce holsters. I was talking about that.
Hot sauce holsters?
Nice.
No kidding.
Any particular brand of hot sauce?
Oh, this is an important question.
Yeah, it is. We might have a fight on our hands here.
Seems familiar. He's working on his workbench.
Nice.
Got a new storage table with a wood top, and finally has some drawers for all of his things. Didn't realize how much I had until he had all the containers sitting on it. Inlay coasters similar to the ones Liz made a few months ago. Foam holster and rifle sling. That's from Chad.
Rifle slings. Those are fun.
Shelton's Custom Tooling is working on notebook covers and fake notebooks today. For fake notebooks today. I don't know what fake notebooks are.
Maybe that's one of his customers or something?
Maybe. Cindy Olson says purses. Jessica May says belt and cat harness.
Cat harness.
And orca. A holster for an orca? Or
Holster.
a harness for an orca?
That is going to be a gigantic harness. SeaWorld is going to love you.
Do you put a strap on your holster for your hot sauce? How do you put them on? Take your hot sauce to a dinner party.
Some people are real specific. I was talking to a lady the other day, and there was like some hot sauce that her husband is the only one that he eats, and he eats a lot of it. And apparently right now, and I don't remember if it was Texas or, oh no, it was somewhere up north, like Michigan or something, like they literally could not find that hot sauce. And so she was telling all of her friends, like, if you see this, buy all of them and bring them to me. I don't remember which one it was.
Love their hot sauce.
Brandon says a notebook for Bible study. And then Scoville warming hot sauce made in Houston, Texas.
Ooh.
Marcus in Germany is working on an archery quiver. Dean belts, bags, and a trip stool. tripod stool
Tripod stool.
is what he meant to say.
Oh, okay.
Autocorrect probably got it. It's a stool that you set out in the living room and everybody just tripped over.
That's right.
It's made out of Legos.
That's it.
Yeah.
You get a double whammy. Oh,
Oh, guys.
you're gonna start talking about Legos.
Oh no!
You know what came out today?
Trigger word.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the thing you tried to buy at Target the other day.
No.
Oh, not that one. What is it?
No, my friend set came out.
Oh.
So they came out with the Friends apartments. I've got
Oh,
Monica
boy.
and Rachel and Joey and Chandler's apartment sets. So those came out at midnight, which is when we bought them.
Nerd alert.
Hey, I don't actually remember how to.
Do they do it?
This bobbin.
Do they? When you go past the thing and you pull it back into the hook as you go that way.
Here you go.
Why don't we just get Terry in here?
He's not here.
Okay, cool. Well,
I can help with it too if you guys get stuck.
That way and then forward.
And just a note on this basting tape, you can remove it. It is removable as long as you don't press down too hard on it, because it's some pretty stout stuff. So if you just lightly lay it on there, when I positioned that, I positioned it so I didn't have much of a stitch line, so I had to pull it off. But now that I've got it on there, you just push it down, and it holds pretty good. I don't know how well you can see in the camera there, but hey, there we go.
It's the one over there close to the door.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, you can kind of sort of see, but it's sticking pretty good, especially once you get a stitch through that, because we'll probably go about an 1/8 inch in on the stitch around the boot, and that'll hold it perfectly for that. So,
Valet trays for TV remotes, watch straps,
valet trays for TV remotes. That's a great idea.
sandals. Rock Leatherworks is making sandal.
No kidding. Is that one of your own patterns, or did you grab one from like a Diesel Punk or Creative All? Or they've got quite a few of them hanging out right now.
Oh, yeah, from red to brown thread.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I didn't want to wind bobbin. This one's already done. So.
What's happening there?
It's not working.
Well, you know what? Cause I don't know.
Did you get the bobbin in backwards?
Tony did.
Blame it on me.
Blame it on the Tony.
Blame it
We
on the
just may
rain.
not be sewing today.
Would we be curious?
If you want to work on the earrings, I can work on that.
Yeah, you want to do that?
I would be curious of making a video of sandals. Yeah, send us some of your work on Facebook, Rock Leather. We'll take a look at it and we'll figure out something.
That's going to turn out pretty well. I actually
Gail
like that.
asked what the best hot sauce is.
Do you have like Tesla?
What do you?
What's your favorite hot sauce?
Just a Tesla.
I like Tabasco. There's a ghost pepper sauce. It depends on what I'm eating. Really depends on what. Flying goose sriracha. See, I like sriracha too.
What about
Sriracha is good.
Cholula?
Cholula. I do like Cholula.
My favorite.
I found one at Hy-Vee the other day. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a locally produced one that I've been pretty excited about. I'll have to figure it out. That bobbin thread is not in there.
Not liking life.
Let me go to the. How about we bring somebody in from the production shop to come in here
Work on the sewing machine.
and work on the.
Hang on, maybe my tension isn't good.
I think we found a hot sauce holster the other day. I'm gonna go grab it. Huh. Well, there.
Yeah, you know what?
Parts are falling.
All right.
You need that?
Well, I was going to glue this edge of the field note journal, and then I realized we need to do the stitching around the
Yeah.
boot first, because if I glue it together, we're not going to be able to do that.
I shouldn't be left alone with a sewing machine.
Happy to trade with you if you'd like to
Yeah.
take a gander at it. All
There we go. You can just
All
start.
right.
I'll just do some posters.
Trading spots.
Hi guys. I'm not a sewing machine mechanic. I'm gonna assemble some coasters though. You guys probably actually want to watch him do that. I don't know where Tony went to switch cameras, but I'm sure that's gonna be far more interesting than gluing coasters together. I tell you what, sewing machines they are awesome and also terrible.
You know, you really have to
Like-
use them a lot to get to the point where they will work well for you.
Yeah.
But once you do, they work pretty well.
Do you own a sewing machine?
I do, yes.
What do you own?
I just got my first one not too long ago. I got it's a typical.
Okay.
So it's just like a Class 20. And it's got the same guts and makeup of it. So
For help? Well, I mean, you're going to be on a video. No. Okay.
No.
Well, then you have to say yeah.
We switch.
we have camera shy folks
You should-
and
you should-
not camera shy folks. So.
Most of our production shop is camera shop.
What, we've got all 2 of them that'll come in here.
Actually, I think 0 of them will come in here.
Who you got, Melissa? She'll come in.
Well, she was with a customer.
Okay. So she won't come in. She's probably selling a Class 26.
Actually, she was.
Yep. We had 3 of them that are going out the door today. So that's very exciting for those people. They have been waiting very patiently for a while.
Is that why we didn't use a Class 26 in here today?
Maybe. No, I like the 20 better. That's little projects. Andrew's got it.
I'm just going to rethread it.
I just pulled it through.
That's interesting. Paul says there's not a wide range of hot sauces in Wales. Dave's Gourmet Insanity Sauce, but only on chips.
I have a question. Is this Mr. Paul Akers from Wales?
No, there may be a few other Pauls that's in Wales.
I know. I'm just I'm
It's
curious.
Amos, Paul Amos.
Okay. I was close.
Ask Liz if she can show her left wrist bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where you're at.
I'm coming back.
Oh.
So I actually made that when I first started here. One of the girls and I that worked out on the beadside retail, we took a silversmithing class. And you, of course, don't start with silver because it's expensive and you can mess up. Like melting silver is no fun.
Well,
So-
that's spicy.
I did this one. This is just a design that I found in a silversmithing magazine that I really liked, and it's got this hinge spring. Oops, this little hinge on that side, which I thought was really cool. And then I set that stone. I have not done any silversmithing since then, but I made a bracelet in the class. That's all that matters.
Rare Breed says homemade hot sauce for the win. Texas Pete, Frank's. Actually, I think they make Frank's here.
Do they?
Yep.
So your homemade one, do you have a recipe that you would like to share? Maybe? You like recipes? Is it beautiful?
It is just about there, yes.
Awesome. You want to just, go ahead and finish that thing for me.
You can see your hand too. So that's pretty sweet.
I want to make sure the tension is right on the top and back. Generally, when you're messing with tension on these machines, I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to get you into the
You're
camera.
zoomed in so much, Tony.
Well, that's because I'm getting closer.
There we go. All right. So this part right here is your bottom tension, and when that's messing up on your sewing machine, generally you have to take a little.
Hand out of the way.
Have to take the knob on the top and turn it counterclockwise, and it'll release some of the tension on the bottom. When you're wanting to tighten the top tension and pull the knot in, you go clockwise. In this situation, it was so messed up that I just went and unthreaded the whole machine and then put it back together, and now we're getting the stitches that we want. So,
Yeah, sometimes you just got to start over.
yep.
Mr. Donuts has a question.
Mr. Donuts.
I need to buy thread for my Singer sewing machine. What size thread do I buy for leather work? Well,
Is it a
Thank you,
home
guys.
sewing machine?
yeah, it depends on if it's a home sewing machine or what the machine can
I was going
end
to
up
say,
taking. And what are you sewing through?
If you have a home sewing machine, you probably just need to go to like your Joann's or whatever your craft store is, and just buy the heaviest thread that you can buy for your home sewing machine. So like
69 weight is pretty standard.
you
can
might,
get some
but
thinner.
the problem is that a lot of those home sewing machines will only accommodate a little bobbin
Oh yes.
on the
that's
top
true.
of the thing. So like our spools are way too big; they're just never gonna fit.
So we have more questions about this. Frodo was asking, what's the name of this piece of hardware? I don't know if he's talking. He said on the side of the bag. I don't know if he's talking about this one or this one. This is just a D-ring, and this is a swivel, just a swivel snap.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what piece it is. It's just a D-ring though.
Yeah, it's just a D-ring, and then it's housed. There's like a little leather lash that's holding it in place.
Yeah.
Little tab. Here we go. Is it happy? No. You know, guys, sometimes sewing
I
machines.
was trying to get back in the holes
Oh.
that we started before, but we'll have a little bit of a mess up.
We won't give this one away.
Not our proudest moment with sewing.
We
Yeah,
didn't have
but
Terry here.
Everybody goes through it.
That is true.
That's
It is
yeah.
a learning curve for sure, but once you get it, it's so much fun.
Well, you can just make stuff so much faster.
You
And
really can.
that's really the thing is at some point, unless you're selling a $10,000 bag, you just can't afford to hand stitch for forever.
It's true. We learned that this morning. We were teaching some of our staff this morning how to do hand stitching, and in the time that we could do a tiny little,
Like 2 or
like
3
a little
inches.
square inch,
Yeah.
just a little couple inches, we could have had 3 of these sewn. You know?
Now you're hitting all the same holes.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get the timing right. We have a lot of people watching that own a sewing machine. I'm just curious what you guys have if you do.
Jessica asked if we could talk about the new sewing machine that's on the website. But it should be off of the website.
It shouldn't be on there anymore. So we are working to try to bring in a lighter duty machine, a little bit more like economical. I'll wait till he's done.
Almost done.
You're good. I always forget about that. And then Tony's like, Liz, they can't hear you.
Well, I don't know. I was just getting ready to listen to see if you could talk over him trying to sew and see what it sounded like.
He was gonna let me that time.
Try to talk.
Okay. So it'll be called the Mongoose when it's ready. We are still trying to work out some of the kinks, but it's basically gonna be like a portable light duty machine. So it's heavier duty than, your standard home sewing machines. But it's still not, up to the capabilities of the class 20 or the 26. It'll be more along the lines of like a 318 capacity portable machine. So we're working on that. We thought that we had it ready to go, but turns out it's just not quite there yet. So we're still working on it. It'll be called the Mongoose when it is all ready. But it's just kind of a light duty portable. I think it was meant for like the sailing, like heavy canvas industry is what it was for. So
I had a small one that was very similar to those, and it worked great.
yeah.
They're little powerhouses for sure. All right, I got that all sewed up, so I'm gonna start sewing on some of these.
Yeah.
Wallets.
Put some minimal swallows together. I'll set some of these snaps, but I do have to save some of them for Andrew.
just to prove that I can set snaps.
I don't know, that day you came in here and you brought me You brought me some stuff. I'm not gonna-
I didn't do those. I don't know who did those.
Those were all sorts of funky.
Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to sew around this. My sewing skills are not the grandest in the world, but I'm gonna try and go around this this boot and see what happens. This is gonna take some eyeballing for sure.
Oh, the circle.
Boy, these Cobras. I've got like I was saying, a typical machine at home, and it works great. It's got a little servo motor, but the servo motors on these Cobras are phenomenal. You can walk them so slow.
Yeah,
It's
they'll just creep along.
yes, they will.
And you still got and the really awesome thing is that the servo motor is really awesome, but without that speed reducer, you don't have the torque going really slow. But with the speed reducer, it still allows you to push through. And then and on those machines, it's not nearly as impressive. But when you start working with the class 3 and the class 4, and you're going through a half of an inch of leather
Yeah,
at a snail's pace, and it's still just like butter every time that
incredible.
needle.
it really is. It's
Yeah.
incredible. I was doing a belt, or not a belt, a camera strap this morning. Just a side commission, and that's exactly what it was doing. It was just, I could just walk it really, really slow across that belt and do some decorative stitching on it. And one day I'll get one. Yeah, around these corners, I like to go real slow so you can get a better stitch on it.
Jackie asks, what's the main difference between the class 26 and the class 4? I'm trying to decide which one I want.
There's a
Besides the price.
Okay. There's a huge difference in capacity, and then what they're meant for.
Yep.
So a class 26 is a light to medium duty machine. The class 4 is strictly a heavy duty machine. The needle sizes are different. A class 4 takes a heavy duty machine needle. The class 26 takes our standard flatbed size needle. And so they are two different machines for different projects.
Yep.
If you mainly do lightweight stuff, if you want to do wallets, if you're doing handbags, if you want to do maybe like some holster, belts, that kind of thing, really the 26 is where you want to be. If you are doing heavy duty stuff, like if you're sewing on the regular half an inch of leather together, then the class 4 is the one for you. But the class 4 is not a light duty machine.
No, it really isn't. It's belts and holsters. When you really have to punch through some thick stuff, that's what it's good at. But that 26, though, if you're making bags, even belts,
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
can do belts on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
The class 26 goes up to I think it says 5/8 in capacity. I typically tell people like a half inch is really like,
Yeah.
Probably where you want to be. And then lighter, and it does that lighter weight stuff really well. The class 4, while you could, and some people do, set it up to so lightweight, that's not what it's meant for. And you really have to play with the tensioning on the machine to get it to do that, and you don't want to go back and forth. Playing with your tension to try to get the class 4 to run a lightweight thread on lightweight material, and then being like, oh, now I'm going to sew a half an inch holster or knife sheath together. Like going back and forth is just not happy.
Yeah.
So they're two very different machines for different applications.
And it really depends on what you're making. Who was asking the question? Maybe
Jackie.
Jackie, if you let us know what you're making with it, we may be able to give you a better suggestion on what to snag there.
Yeah, and which one will be the correct fit for you.
Mhm.
Because it's not, a lot of people are just like, oh, I want to get the biggest, baddest boy on the market.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that's the right machine for you. Like, just because it's got the most capacity, doesn't mean that that's what you need.
Yeah.
So.
And that was kind of the line of thinking that I took originally when I was sourcing the sewing machine was like, well, wouldn't I just get the big class 4 and because I do a lot of wallets and journals and it doesn't it'll work for them, but it doesn't work near as good as this little class 20 does.
Yeah, it's not the right machine for the job.
That is true.
Second question.
Let's see here. Oh, James. Like I said, I'm not really a sewing machine mechanic. If Terry were here, she might be able to answer that. I don't know if Andrew is going to be able to answer that. He said, on my class 26, I get a random loose stitch now and then. Any thoughts on what I can do to avoid this?
A random loose stitch on a 26.
If you
Yeah.
wanted to call and like chat with Jim about what's going on.
There could be a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's
going on with that. Yeah.
yeah. You know, it might be maybe your needle and thread size aren't perfectly matched, or your
Yep.
leather's too thin or it's too thick for the needle and thread size that you're using, or you've got a needle with a slight burr on it, and for some reason, it just every once in a while it'll decide to flare up on you.
And in a way, if you kind of like I did with this machine, just pull everything out, restring it, put a new needle in, even some new thread. If you're using old thread that isn't oiled well, and that's just been sitting on your shelf for a couple years, thread can go bad sometimes, and that could be causing it. But again, that's we're just kind of shooting in the dark. So.
Got some coasters for you.
All right. Oh, I'm getting pretty decent at this edge stitching. Yeah.
Just these guys all glued up. Really, these are just some really simple projects.
Yeah.
And just cut out some circles.
I'm really liking this cork, especially for the inlay.
It just adds a fun little element. And really,
Yeah.
honestly, the cool thing that I like about cork is, unlike leather, you don't have as much waste. So literally, it's sold, more or less like fabric by the yard. It's a manufactured material. You don't have to worry about armpits and stretch marks and shoulders and bug bites, and all of those things that come with leather hides. And so, just for a little pizzazz and whatever you're doing, I don't know, it's a fun little accent.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I know Lauren in our office is going to go gaga for these because she has been turning into like leopard lady here recently.
Yeah, she's been getting some cool glasses and clothes. Yeah.
Like every week
Wow.
she adds a new leopard element to her wardrobe. It's
Yeah.
pretty great. So I'm going to put those on Andrew's
All right.
counter there so when he gets around to it, and then I'm going to set some snaps. Just some of them though, because Andrew's going to have to set some of them too.
Yeah. That's right.
So I will tell you that on the snaps that we got with our fancy little logo on them, they're line 24s, and they were a long post. And that was too long for what we're working with here on, just our 2 layers of cork and then leather. And so I put Andrew on the grinder yesterday, and I taught him how to grind down the post of a snap. So
if the post is the wrong size, it's Liz's fault because she taught me.
Exactly. So he probably could have went like a little bit shorter, but we probably ground down, like 1/8 of an inch off of these posts, and then we're going to set them in here. But we just took like to our belt sander in the shop. We just held on to the snap with pliers, because don't do it with your fingers because you're going to sand your fingers off. Or they get really hot, as Andrew also learned.
Yes, they do.
And so just grind on that little post, and you can make whatever link snaps you need.
You just want to be halfway through that?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Can you use another piece?
Yeah, I sure can. I'm going. There we go. I realized that.
Sewing in a circle. This is going to be...
Oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to make sure that these are the right way up so that our logo...
Oh, was Liz about to set a snap wrong?
Not,
Oh my
not
goodness.
wrong, but
That's
how often do you have to
not
think about which way the cap is going?
Uh-huh.
Look at that. Good old SLC. good.
I stuck a question up there for you.
Cool. Actually, I'm gonna. Stacy asked, "What would be the best machine for doing tack, headstalls, breast collars, etc., and also still be able to do things like aprons or bags?" Depending on the type of bag, I would almost say, a class 3 or a class 4, because that's what we're really going to want for your headstalls. And I know Denny has sewn a lot of tack with the class 26. But depending on how heavy your particular items are getting, what leathers you're using, a 3 or 4 is probably going to be ideal for that. And then you can sew, aprons if you've got several layers of apron going on. You just don't want to sew down really thin, like 2 layers of wallet interior leather on the 3 or the 4. That's just not going to be happy. But you could still do aprons and things like that on the 3 or the 4. But that's probably what I would suggest, Stacey.
Somebody wants to know what those blue pins are.
Oh yeah. So these little guys, I used them last week in our video just briefly, but they are an edge roller. So this has little grooves on this, and this rolls. That's the roller part. So once I get all these snaps set in here, I was going to come through with my red Finichi edge paint, and I was going to use this to apply that paint to the edge. So this rolls back and forth. You dip it in there, you'll get some dye up in those grooves, and then you'll apply it to the edge. So this is something that we sell. I'm sure they'll put a listing in it, but this little edge dye pen is what I believe it's called.
I believe you're correct.
I believe I'm correct.
How's the circle going, Andrew?
Circle's going pretty good. I'm just doing the final back stitch on this. It's actually a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be with this edge guide right here.
We couldn't
We have
see
a video,
it.
so- oh, my bad.
Anyway.
So this right here, this edge roller, the edge of the coaster will butt right up to it, and then it kind of moves like that. So as long as I keep pressure on that as I'm going around, it gives a pretty solid or pretty straight stitch around the edge.
Nice.
Not too bad for a first shot.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's see, and then somebody had asked, have you ever used a sewing machine just to punch the holes and then saddle stitch it?
Yes, I have. I did that in a sheath once, and I blew out the edge of my sheath doing that, and that was the last time I tried to sew a sheath on a sewing machine.
Yeah.
But yes, a lot. Not a lot. I wouldn't say a lot. Some people can do that, or they'll use a drill press. Because honestly, I don't. If you have the sewing machine, unless you just really want to hand stitch the project, a lot of times, sewing machine thread is significantly smaller than hand sewing thread, even at the largest size. And so unless you have a 3 or a 4, a lot of times that needle size, for all of our flatbed machines, the needle system that goes in it is not really large enough to punch a big enough hole to hand stitch happily with hand sewing thread. You could probably do it.
We have diamond points too for machines, don't we?
No.
No?
No. No. You could I think you could put one of our all needles in a sewing machine and then hand walk it, but you don't want to sew with that. I don't even know. I feel like I need to take those words back.
Yeah, I don't know if I do.
I don't let me
We can give it a shot.
No. Just pretend I didn't say that. Rusty's probably gonna fire me. You're trying to Liz, you're gonna cause so
I
many
think the
problems.
hole placement and it doesn't have a groove on it. Yeah, we might.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. Now you can do that in a drill press.
There you go.
So if you have an all needle, you can put that up in a drill press and then work that into a poundo board or a piece of wood underneath. You can do that.
That tabletop hand press.
Yes, that you can put a chisel in. Please don't try that with your sewing machine, or please don't call us if you do. I regret that all.
The arbor presses are pretty good for that too. I've done that.
Yeah.
You have to be a little handy with any type of press, honestly, that would work for that.
Hey, what are we doing on Friday? Somebody's asking about horse tack.
That's right. So Denny is going to make a breast collar. Is that right?
A head stall.
A head stall.
I think he's doing a head stall, and then a breast collar, and then also maybe a back cinch.
We'll see how much we get done.
I mean, we've done 2 coasters and a valet tray in 54 minutes. Oh, and around a cowboy boot.
And around a cowboy boot.
Went around the cowboy. That one took longer than anticipated. That one you're just kind of walking it by.
Andrew and I were prepping yesterday. And I was like, we probably have way too much stuff, but we'll have plenty. Like we'll have plenty. It'll be fine.
We'll have some good giveaways.
Yeah.
Or things that we don't give away because they're so terrible.
This is gonna be fine, guys.
Yeah, that all needle could possibly mess up the bobbin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't recommend that. You've got but you can use just a regular needle and go through. Just know that it's not
gonna
ideal.
Well, and it's not going to look like hand stitching, especially if you're using a diamond
No,
point
no,
chisel.
because the back. So the back, you can almost always tell when somebody's sewn something with a sewing machine because that foot, whether it's grooved or not, will leave an impression in the back of the leather because all leather sewing machines are walking feet. So they are literally pulling your material through for you. So they have to grip it at some point, and you'll end up with some sort of a foot mark on your piece.
It's a gripper.
Oh, the third one, you're really picking up.
I'd try going a little bit quicker on this one. And,
It's getting comfortable.
yeah. Sometimes speed is the death of me. So. It is just a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not too bad.
Mark says
For the sewing machine?
Yeah.
Okay, Marcus, let's see here. I just had a look at your website. 2019. Oh, yeah, that does sound like the same machine. I tell you what, everybody, that Singer 29 is like one of the oldest machines that you will ever see. Like you go into secondhand stores and you see it. Like that is one of the coolest machines.
Talking about the boot patchers?
The patch machine.
Yeah.
That design has not changed in a really, really long time.
No,
And
it's
that's the
not.
thing, even with like the Cobras and the Singers and other machines that you see other places, they're pretty much cast all the same, from the same cast
Yeah.
overseas.
It's just the mechanics that
the
each company puts in.
Right, the insides of it, the support that you get on them.
Yeah.
They're all cylinder arm machines.
We don't sell a ton of the 2918s, but of the ones that we have sold, I haven't heard anything like negative about. Cobra puts together a real clean machine. So, oh, Andrew, I'm gonna save these last 2 snaps for you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to speed this one up then.
Okay. Awesome. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna put a bit of glue on here and we can sew this too. We just have to watch Andrew set snaps today. That was really my whole goal in inviting him to do a video for me. Just to make fun of him set snaps. That was really it. That was the whole thing. You know, I gotta have fun too, guys.
These coasters look really cool. I'm impressed with these.
I think those are gonna be my new conference room coasters.
Yeah.
Because we've got some hair on
I'm
them,
glad
but
you
they're
didn't tell
not
me that
exciting.
before. I might have screwed them up. Yeah. Those look pretty. Can we get a close-up shot of those on here?
We'll have to do the edges, so we'll take
Yeah.
them over to the sander when we're done here. But
Yeah, they look nice.
and then I was playing in that water, like it's not gonna leave spots on them. So the
On the cork?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a waterproof material or water
Little
resistant.
All right, let's see. I don't know if you can see it, if it's going to zoom in on it or not. I don't remember the number on it, but this is just a line 24. It's the best line 24 setter that we have.
It's really pretty amazing. It rolls. It works
Interesting.
really similar to the grommet setter style, where it's got a really deep like concave with this lip that comes out pretty far, and so it really rolls that post over. So make sure that your caps are going the right way. So look, so they have to go like that in the corner.
Oh, look at that.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. You even got it. Wow.
I'm real fancy.
Yes.
Look at basting tape crap off here. What are you doing? Just kidding. Gotta glue it.
All right.
Let's see if he can do this, guys. Can we play some trivia music, please?
Is this the hammer you're using?
That.
Really? All right.
You said snaps.
Let's see the number on
I said
that.
snaps weird. All right. I was a little bit off.
You can probably twist it.
I can't. All right.
The
Hey, there we go.
the number on that line 24 Sutter 115-1269. $5.99 retail, $4.99 wholesale.
That is pretty nice.
It's real nice.
Get that one more time.
And so we are using the cap on both sides. We have started now for you guys that like to have finished sides on both sides of your snaps instead of using the post on one side. We have started selling all of the parts separately for all of our snaps. So you can buy all of your cap parts and all of the inside parts, and you can buy, 200 caps instead of just 100, and then you can put your sets together yourself.
Don't be afraid that there's not pictures on it yet. I'm trying to get through
Tony.
all the pictures of it.
It's a lot.
That good?
Do you think that's gonna go together?
Mm-hmm. I'm just making sure you're paying attention there.
That's better.
Can we use the
That's
same
better.
setter for this?
We use the same setter for that.
No kidding.
We always use the same setter.
I know.
He's such a punk, guy.
Oh,
We've got to hit it
what's up
more
with
than
that?
one. And don't.
oh man.
You gotta tap it a couple times. You
You
just
got to hit it more than one.
Tap. I'm using a different one.
yeah, you gotta use like a light tap.
That was a faulty snap.
Yeah. I think it was a faulty
It
hammer.
was faulty hammer.
Operator error.
No,
Hammer.
I'm not gonna go that far.
All right, Dustin Everett has a question about using the wow, English is tough.
It is.
Tri-weave stamping tool from Sergey, I assume.
Okay.
Do we have any tips for it?
Have I used it?
I have used it, and I found that if you take your time and just really focus on it, it does have little spots that will kind of sink down together where you can kind of line them up. Just make sure that you're not turning the tool. Maybe we need to have some of the stamps, and have Denny.
Yeah.
Have Denny do a little tutorial thing on them. I know Sergey does have some help videos on them. I just haven't got them put onto our listings.
But if
yet.
you go to his website,
I believe it's on his Etsy page.
On his
It has
Etsy
it-
page.
And maybe his website as well.
Okay.
Which is leatherstampstools.com, something around there. It's a nice looking ballad.
look
It
at that.
really is. That is really cool. That's that red cork is phenomenal.
Down.
Huh. Right here? Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm over here admiring it and not letting anybody else see it. Yeah.
That'll look great with the red edge on it.
Right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
we got some of
That
that.
looks cool. I
Yeah, we
like it.
probably won't give that one away. Got a spot here on my desk for it.
All
Okay.
right. Oh, you're working on the.
Yeah, I was finishing putting that together.
I can go sew that and sew a couple wallets too.
And I will start edge painting so we can go back and forth between sewing and doing some edge painting. We'll spend another couple minutes doing that.
Cool.
And then we'll probably call it a day. So there we go.
I like it.
So this actually, this
Oh, that
puckers a
looks
little bit.
cool.
Right? That looks good. Look at that little bit.
Yeah, because it's veg tan over time. If you got that in your pocket or something, it's gonna form up pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a really simple, I think this is actually one of the reseller items that we
Mhm.
carry.
It
It's
is.
the passport cover. You've just got 2 card slots and just the back of the thing stops the cards from going all the way through right here. We've got the 2 slots.
Yep.
Oh, they told me that was a thing. Our hole fell out of our
Oh yeah,
die.
I forgot. To put
And then
together
your
all, so-
your passport just goes in there.
Yep.
It's good to go.
Yeah, and you could too on the back of this, since our inlay is kind of poking
Oh,
out a little bit. You can go over the whole back. You could actually do it with a piece of cork or another piece
could.
of leather or canvas or something.
Yep, just
To
cover,
cover
that
that
up.
up and make it look a little cleaner. So
For sure.
I'll go sew this.
Okay.
Marcus from Germany was saying the 163 tool from Sergey. Yes, the 163. He said start from the bottom, setting the tip in the little V from the previous stamp. And that's what I was saying. Sergey's stamps are really pretty good about having a little guide that you can use along with it.
Wow.
And then how large is the average square for a valet tray?
Is it a 6-inch?
I don't know what.
On the, are you talking about the inside square or the full?
This is what, like 9 1/4?
Yep.
Yeah, 9 1/4. That's what that square is.
And then the inside one that we put, I think it's a 6. That seems right. I think it's a 6-inch square in the
Oh,
middle.
once you fold it up, the inside one.
I don't know if that's what you're asking about, but that's
I don't know. 6 would be big.
maybe it's a 5.
Maybe a 5. Maybe a 4.5. I guess I could go take one off the floor and measure it.
That's okay. It might say in our listing because we have the valet tray kits, don't we?
Oh, I can't see what you're doing. Still can't see what you're doing. All right. Can you paint like that, or you may move the camera?
Oh, do you want me to? I can go here. I can paint. I don't have to be right in front of myself.
Zoom this in a little bit.
Now, guys, edge painting is not my full-time job, so. And the thing about this is that you really want to be like, you don't want to go over it a ton because it starts to set up, and then you're gonna like start moving it around. So you kind of put it on, and then really the trick is to do multiple coats, sanding in between to get your edge all nice. But that's, yeah. So that's on the top. Look at that! Look at that shiny edge.
Cindy said we
okay.
could do this. We could do videos every day.
Videos every day.
Are you guys enjoying this? I hope you are. It's just a bunch of like little simple things.
It is fun.
The cork is, it just adds a different element. It's not as expensive as leather. It's more forgiving in a lot of aspects. Like I was talking about, you don't have all of the waste, and it just adds a little bit of little fun pizzazz.
A little pump.
Yeah.
A little pizzazz.
We all like some pizzazz in life. Okay, there we go. Man, Melissa was playing with this edge paint the other day, and there's only, I don't know, like a half a dozen colors or maybe a little bit more than that of the edge paint. And we didn't have the color that she was looking for whatever her project was. But there is a white edge paint. Which means that depending on how crafty you are, between white and black and mixing colors, she was able to come up with like a really cool gray, using the white and the navy to do some edges. And yeah,
Mixing the colors.
Yeah, just by mixing the colors.
That edge paint roller is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
So,
It's
I
really
have,
pretty hard to mess up.
I've even used it with Tokenol.
Nice.
Looks pretty good for getting the first coat on.
People are still trying to figure out your bracelet. What is?
My bracelet is pretty cool, guys. When I took it to the teacher and I was like, this is what I want to do for my project. She kind of
teacher.
Yeah, she was like, she's like, that's kind of a lot. And I was like, no, it could be great. And I was pretty surprised. My bevel, like the bevel that I did for my stone, it's not amazing. It has got some rough edges, but I think the little hinge part really, it's pretty cool. And then I use a really funky cabochon that I found here.
Did you pick it up on the riverbed?
No, I picked it up on the retail bed.
Abigail, did you find the number for that edge roller pen?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just didn't know if it was in the description yet.
I will put it in there.
Do you have a number?
011-01.
011-01.
$16 and $12.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And when you're done, you put it in some hot water, you clean it up. And then it's good to go for next time. So I'll let that dry here for a little bit, and then probably put another coat or two on it just to make sure I've got everything even.
You're just gonna have to stand there until it dries.
I know. Now I'm just awkwardly holding it. How's it going over there, Andrew?
Pretty good. I've got one more stitch line to do on the passport cover, and then I'll move over to these minimalist wallets and
Probably go to the end of the video.
Good say.
or we'll move to the end of the video.
Here, I'm gonna take.
Really appreciate everybody joining us for these. It's a lot of fun to do. It's always cool to hear what other people are making too, and
Yeah, you guys are having a crafty day out there.
yeah, no kidding.
Oh, somebody says, when is the new catalog coming out?
We are so close. We are proofing
Working
it this week.
Yep.
It is. They have done an amazing job. It looks really awesome. There's all sorts of jokes in there. So as you're just being like, guys, it took forever, you'll at least be able to laugh at something along your way as you read through it. It's called the Survival Guide. So, little tip there. It is our 2021 survival guide, which is appropriate for just life right now.
Right.
But yeah, so hopefully here we'll get it all proofed up between this week and next week, and then it will be off to the printer, and then off to you guys. So we are actually attempting to find a source, or maybe we found one.
I think we did.
I think we found one, yeah. That we won't actually have to process the shipping of said catalogs. So they should be much quicker and more efficient at it. So we're gonna have them printed at a printing place, and then they will be shipping them from there to our very, very long list of people that have already placed orders. How do you know what the list is?
I haven't looked at it. I think it's probably about 2,000 or so.
2,000 already. So
Moses.
yeah, so those will get processed and sent out just as soon as they were done.
Well, I think we have another 1,000 that still wanted the 2020 catalog, and so we just started the list on the 2020 list.
Oh yeah.
Before we switched it to.
So it might just be 3,000 already. Well, it's a lot. It's a
A
lot.
lot of catalogs.
Yeah. So those
And it's gonna
soon,
be
guys, soon.
It's gonna be digital again this year, and I'm gonna take the time to try to link all the items from the digital catalog to the actual website listing,
Ooh,
so that you can search
Tony's
it on
getting
there.
fancy.
We'll see.
Awesome. Well, Chevy guy, thanks for checking out my stuff. I hope you found some inspiration. I don't post a lot, so most of it's old.
Do you want to go into what you're talking about since nobody else?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So Chevy guy said that he was needing to make a knife sheath, and he was checking out my personal Instagram for some inspiration. So if you know what it is, you can do that, but I'm not gonna say it here.
You're not gonna promote yourself.
No.
But in any case, thanks for checking it out.
Liz at SLC.
Yeah, that's totally what it is.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
He was trying to figure out how to do a cross draw holster. I know when we did. I thought when we did one of
Yeah, Denny
Denny's
did.
knife videos, we did a cross draw.
When we did, wasn't it your grandpa's little folder?
Was that the pancake one?
Mhm. Yeah,
So what was that? Maybe like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that.
I don't know anymore, guys. Everything just blends together. Well,
Remember when
Andrew,
it was an ordeal to record videos. We were like doing once a month.
yeah,
And
it
now we're
was a
doing
lot.
videos twice a week.
And I would have
Come a
to
long ways.
do retakes like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think I tried to do a knife sheath video one time. Do you remember that, Tony? And
Yeah.
and it was like we recorded for like an hour, and all of it was just crap.
I was
It was no good.
I was doing one with Rusty one time, and he's like, "Well, this sucks. We can just stop here." He just stopped in the middle. He said, "Maybe we'll try again tomorrow."
For some reason, live is a lot better. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
You're just
because we're not so
forced.
worried about making mistakes.
That's true.
When it's
You just
recorded,
go
like,
with
okay,
it.
this has to be perfect.
Yeah,
Sure.
you just go with
Yeah.
it. So no, that's actually it's good for us. It's good. So okay, well we're just gonna finish up our little projects here, guys.
We had a question. This guy is
Okay.
from Poland, and I would pronounce his name if I knew how to pronounce his name, but I'm not.
Okay.
Starts with a G. Do we need to polish the edges before painting them?
Yes, ideally you would probably take it and sand it. And then with the cork, that might be a little bit difficult to polish, but you could also, Denny likes to do like the glycerin saddle soap and water burnish on his edges just to flick everything down. And I would probably do that first and then start painting so you have a nice, edge that you're starting with. Because otherwise it's just going to take layers and layers and layers of paint to cover up all those imperfections.
That is true.
So, yeah.
Like on the edges of this one, generally I would sand it first. But this I just went straight to the tokenol and started.
Well, and with that
flicking
thing,
it.
that's going to slick down quite a bit too with the edge.
So I don't know how close we can get to this, Tony, but
Depends on
Maybe.
how close you can hold it to the camera.
how close I can hold it to the
You
camera.
can go up.
I can go up. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Hey, look, there's a camera right there. All right. So this is the edge that had the basting tape. A little bit hard to see. You can kind of see where it's coming apart right there, just from the pressure of the burnishing. This is the edge with the glue. And this is just after a couple, I haven't sanded anything. So you can tell that there is a difference when you're using the basting tape and stuff. So it depends on how great you want your edges to look. I prefer the glue, but if I'm just using a sewing machine and I'm going through a whole bunch, I have an order for like 50 things and they don't care about the edges, I'm not charging near as much, then I'll use the basting tape. But yeah, so that's
So
a
there you go.
neat little passport cover. Turned out pretty good.
These boots are made for walking. I'm going to take down my video just because it's 2 seconds long. Anyways, alrighty. Anything else?
We're
Friday?
using some double shoulder bridle. Is that what we're using? Or what
Oh,
we're using?
Italian veg. We're doing...
Ooh.
No, is that right? I think so.
What's the name on it?
I think it's just the Italian veg.
Yeah, is there a brand name on it? I don't know. Denny said it in the last video.
I don't remember. But we'll be using some, I think it's Italian, some sort of a
Tune in
dyed
Friday
veg.
and you'll find
Yeah,
out.
tune in Friday, and we'll be making some fun horse tack stuff. Denny and I will be here with you. So awesome. Anything else, guys? Is that nice?
Is that the last question?
I think I've gotten to them all.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. As
Yeah,
always,
seriously.
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Do the like, subscribe, bell button thingies. I don't know. Do what you guys do on whatever platform it is that you're doing it on to just show us a little love. And we will
Remember
see
those
you.
cool, like you get so many subscribers and then YouTube sends you this thing?
I know, I
should
want
make
one of those plaques.
What if we made one out of leather?
We'll just make our own
Just
plaque
gonna
and
make
be
our
like,
own.
we don't need you,
50 million
YouTube.
subscribers.
Maybe when we get to 35,000, I think we're like 33 or maybe 34. When we get to 35, then we'll make a leather one.
Ooh,
That'd be cool.
There you
that
go.
could be fun.
Is that
We'll make up our own number.
Alrighty.
cool drawing?
Yeah, I've already done another coat.
Oh, cool.
It's on the paint dryer,
It is.
also known as Liz blowing on the paint.
That's right.
The blow dryer is
Bye,
out.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
later.
guys. We'll see you. Bye.